everyone, it's Katerina with Meatfield Living and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've actually posted a video. So if you're curious about what's been going on, what's going to be happening in the future, whether or not I'm still on the carnivore diet, stay tuned. Well, welcome back. It has been a super busy last couple months for me. And I thought, I was out running some errands and I was doing a couple other things. And I thought, you know what? Let me just sit down while I was opening some mail and let me just kind of talk about things and how I'm doing, if I'm still on the carnivore diet, what's been going on. I also thought, we kind of talk about the future of the channel, that type of stuff. It's just kind of catching up, just a real impromptu, not scripted, just let's sit down, let's catch up. So it's spring here in Colorado. It is beautiful. I absolutely love it so much more than Texas because the heat in Texas is unbearable. I always would say for the longest time that I was a Texas girly and that was never gonna. I'm not actually from Texas. I'm from Northeast Coast, from northern Michigan. So originally, so it's funny that I, wanted to move to the South where it was warm, and I got out of the service in Texas and just stayed. But anyways, I'm absolutely loving it up here. Although I've had to pull my flowers in I don't know how many times now because it still occasionally gets down below freezing in the evenings. We even had snow like a week or 2 weeks ago, so lots of differences, and I'm here for it. I'm loving it. But like I said, I thought I would sit down and we would just kind of talk about how things are going, just kind of do like a little thing while I go through some of the mail that I have been getting, and talk about the carnivore diet, some of the foods that I've been eating, that type of stuff. Yes, I am still on the carnivore diet. Not as strict as I need to be, although I am still actively tracking all of the foods that I eat, my weight, my measurements, all that kind of stuff. I haven't lost any weight. I haven't gained any weight. I have stayed exactly the same. And I still have about, I think, 50 to 60 pounds that I need to lose. That is because I have not been super strict. I've probably been doing more dairy than I should. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. I have been doing more dairy than I should have. Um, some of the like sugar-free whipped cream that I had put in my coffee a couple times has, a little bit of oil in it, which is not good. It's not good for you, but I'm just being honest. And the cat is, why is it? The minute I get on a video, they have to start. Sorry, I had to walk out because get out because it doesn't matter. I could be in this room all day, and as soon as I start recording a video, one of the cats wants in here. You can probably hear that whining sound or that whatever. My wash machine is right there, like I said. I am back upstairs in my office, like where I actually work from, and no longer down in the basement in my little, what I was calling my little YouTube area down there. I'm not down there anymore because if you know anything at all about what's been going on, I came from Texas. We had a house in Texas, and I came out here with the boys, and my husband actually stayed in Texas with the house out there. And the house is now on the market, and the decision has been made. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn this off because it, again, as soon as I come down here to start recording a video or come here to record a video, the kids are coming in and out of the house. The alarm system is chiming, and it's just been completely quiet in here until I did this. But so anyways, Rich is actually going to be here the first week of June with the rest of the furniture from the Texas house. We had a large house in Texas with a lot of furniture, and this house is large, but a different type of large. So I've been shuffling stuff around, trying to figure out where we're going to put everything. Most likely, a lot of it's going to end up in storage. It's just how it is. We do not actually intend to even stay in this house for a long period of time because it is our dream to have a homestead, or, you know, at the very least, it has been for a long, long time. The last house we bought, though, one of the big things that we wanted in Texas was a pool, and so that's we sacrificed the land for the pool and regretted that later on. But anyways, that's, you know, it's like I said, this is just kind of a chat. This is a chat of what's been going on, kind of catching up. So while it does have to do with carnivore, it also kind of has to do with what's kind of been going on. You know, why you haven't seen me recently, that type of stuff. Any hoozles, that house is now just about to be officially listed. It is coming soon in the MLS, or, you know, on all of the sites. So he should be here, or will be here, the last week of this month, first week of June. And so I'm having, like I said, to shuffle everything. So here I am back in this tiny room again. This is like going to be my YouTube area as well as my actual job. And then this house is 3 stories. It has a finished basement, this main floor, and then the upstairs. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of shifting, moving, that type of stuff. Also, on this main floor of this house right here, there was this half bath that I absolutely hated. And I got a wild hair, you know, and decided that I wanted to remodel it and take this on all myself. And I mean, I think I did a pretty okay job. I'll actually post a before and after picture. I did post a short about it already on YouTube, just because everybody, I was in a live a couple weekends ago, and everybody said they wanted to see everything else that was going on in my life, not just about the carnivore diet. And I thought, well, does anybody, people actually want to see that? But I guess they do. So my style, I mean, like, you can see like the white bookcases behind me, but you see this dark color. I am a, like, what I like to call a whimsical gothic type. Whimsigoth, I think, is the word that they use for it. There's Bear. I just love dark, rich colors. I love, I mean, yes, I love my pink. My Jeep is completely decked out in pink. I'm like a gothy, princessy kind of girl, if that is even a thing. But I love, like, if you could take a combination between the dark academia, boho type. I don't know what my style is. It's just different. It's definitely different, and that's actually what's taken so long for the Waco house to sell or to get listed, is because we've had to go through and repaint and do all that kind of stuff. But I decided to make this bathroom my own. I'm pretty much the only person that uses it. Rich will be using the office downstairs. There's a bathroom down there, so he doesn't use that. The boys have their own bathroom upstairs. So this is like my little space. And it's not to say that I hang out in the bathroom a lot, but, you know, hey, maybe I do. So that was one thing that I worked on. That was a lot of work. I put up board and batten, wallpaper, all this kind of stuff. So that was a lot of work. That's kept me very, very busy. I do work a full-time job, so by the time I, you know, finish my work during the day, also my grandbaby is out here, so I usually have him on the weekends, which keeps me really, really busy. It's gardening season here, so I have been out desperately trying to get this yard together. We actually had renters here the last year before I moved back out, and no matter how great renters are, no matter how much you love them, no matter what, they never take care of things the way that you want things to be taken care of. So the yard kind of suffered. I've been trying to do a lot of rehab on that, trying to do some gardening, some flowers, that kind of stuff. So, you know, just staying super, super busy. During that time, though, I have stayed as carnivore as I absolutely can. Um, there have been times, I will not lie, where, like I said, I've put some, it's been like the sugar free whipped cream or whatever from Walmart, but not the zero sugar purple can, the Walmart one, which is not as good for you. It does have some, I think, some oils and stuff in it. So I have done that a couple times. I had sushi with my daughter one time, which was a little bit of rice, which I shouldn't have. I could have had this sashimi, and I actually did, but I also tasted a couple of her. per things. And so have I been 100%? No, but I have still been tracking very diligently, even though I haven't been posting videos or pictures. I have been tracking what I've been eating in my book. I also have an app on my phone that I use, though I prefer my book. I actually even bought a new one. Let me show you this. So like I was saying, I still track in this book, and I've actually ordered another one of these from Amazon. I think you've probably seen me show it. This is what the inside of this one looks like. I really love this one because not only do you have, where you can write down everything that you ate, but you can also log your steps, your workouts, all that kind of stuff. I really do love this notebook. And actually, if you look at the original one that I had, I mean, this was my original starting picture. I do need to take some new ones and put them out there because, so much has changed. This is just water. Let me put that over there because I have a lot of stuff going on here. This is something I found at Target. I don't even remember how much this was. It's probably 20 bucks, probably close to that. It is Blagalates. I don't know how the heck you say that. It's this girl right here. I think she's like a YouTube person or something. Anyways, I was there with my daughter Target the other day, and she wanted one of her kettlebells, and they're like gold and pink or something, and ridiculously priced. But I saw this and I was like, man, I really need a new journal. And I was waiting for mine to come, and I was like, okay, let me check this one out. It is a 12-week journal, and it looks like it has a place on the beginning to talk about like your goals, your mental health goals, your physical goals, that kind of stuff. It has a place for you to do your measurements as well. This is turning into like a review. And then also, like, if you want to do a workout plan, which I don't ever really do, but um, and then a chart, of course, for you to chart your progress. But what I was interested in is it was very similar to the one that I already have. So in a pinch, if you don't want to wait for Amazon, or maybe that one is too expensive for you, you can get this at Target. It came in a kit though. It actually has a couple other things with it. It has a tape measure, which I mean that's really cute. Is it worth 20 bucks? Probably not. And then this very cheap pen. But it's kind of cute. It has a charm on it. And then it comes in this little case, which I will be throwing away. But anyways, that's just random. I am still tracking. I love to track on paper. I prefer it. One of my friends called my journal my emotional support journal, and there is some truth to that because I write down everything in here. I write down how I was feeling that day, and then I'll go through, and if I'm noticing a trend on, maybe my emotional well-being wasn't doing good that week or whatever, maybe my inflammation is higher, then I can figure it out. And I know that it is the whipped cream that's been irritating me because, like I said, I do believe it has some oil in it. I'll have to look at it and see. I know because as soon as I started implementing that in there, it was probably almost instantaneous, and I got, started having symptoms. So, still tracking, still doing all those things. We are also super busy because I and my husband actually have like a second business. We sell things that I make. I'm a big crafter. I have 3D printing. I have a laser and where I do engraving, cutting boards, things like that, as well as I make a lot of earrings and just a lot of stuff. Some of it is, kind of standard run of the mill type things, and some of it is kind of like spooky oddity type things, like bugs or, bones, that kind of stuff. So, we do that kind of stuff, and then we go to craft fairs. We actually do have a lot of our products in a store, and I'm sorry, there's somebody out in the backyard. We do have a lot of our products in a store that is local here in this town, as well as having an online presence. But it's an oddities store where I make like lots of things like tarot boxes out of wood or like acrylics and bone things and stuff, whatever. And so that kind of leads me into some of this mail that I've got. I've been trying. I've been making these little mushroom like dioramas and stuff like that, and I had to order some creepy crawlies. Like these are real bugs. I ethically sourced. I don't do any kind of like, bad stuff, but I have just like a whole box full of bugs that have been preserved. Oops, that I'm getting ready to put into some little oddity type dioramas. And this box came, and this one looks like it is a lot of butterflies, different ones that will actually be put into stuff, as well as a few little skulls. But again, that's kind of some oddball stuff that you might not be interested in. But been very, very busy with that type of stuff, kind of doing all of that. Also, I thought we would talk a little bit while we're sitting here chatting about what I've been eating. Also, I don't know if any of you are element users, but I got a package in the mail with a whole bunch of these different new elements. So, hilariously enough, I have been putting element powders, the electrolytes, into. I don't have one in here, into carbonated mineral water. I've been doing it since the start of my journey because I liked bubbly soda. And actually, I do love bubbly still. I drink a bubbly. But when I needed the extra electrolytes, I would put the element into that. And now they have their own, like they make it. This was a flavor I haven't tried, though. I don't know if this is even in one of their powdered forms, but this one was really good. The citrus salt, everybody's probably familiar with. It was grapefruit, watermelon, which I drank both of those already. Those were delicious. But yeah, I got a package in the mail from them, I guess, advertising their new stuff. I'm assuming anybody that did that orders from Element probably had. And then this is my new obsession. You've seen it before. I've been drinking it for the longest time, but I've been, because it's the weather's changing, and while I am a coffee girl, and this tea is no different, it's caffeine or whatever, I kind of like an iced tea. This has been my other go to. But let's talk about what I've been eating. Oh, another thing that I've been doing was hatching quail eggs. I actually was a big chicken owner a long time ago when I wasn't eating the eggs because I love chickens. And then when I switched to carnivore, I was eating their eggs. But when I moved out here to Colorado, we rehomed the chickens to the neighbors behind us because, again, we were moving. And this house is an HOA, and you cannot have chickens out there. But quail are kept in cages, and I keep them in my garage. And so they're not out there. They're not in the yard. And so I do have they're a caged bird, and I do have I had quail even in Texas, and then brought them out here. But then my daughter lives out here, and she kept taking all my quail eggs all the time. And so I finally said, "You got just take these quail, and I'll just hatch some new ones out." And actually hatched out eggs from those quail, fertilized eggs from those quail. So I was hatching those, which I'll post a picture of the little incubator. And I do have a couple pictures. They just hatched yesterday and the day before. I do have a couple in the incubator that look like they're still trying to hatch, but if they go too much longer, I'm just going to have to I don't think they're going to make it at this point. But anyways, doing that as well. So still in the mornings, I am a big not breakfast eater first thing in the morning. I generally am not hungry in the mornings. My first meal almost always is eggs lately. I've been, again, it's nothing unusual. I always eat a lot of eggs, but I actually smoked, and I'll show a picture of this, a giant pork, what do you call it, a butt roast or whatever, in the smoker. I've been smoking picanha, which again, I'll show pictures of that. I've been smoking picanha in the smoker a lot. I love it. I take it out there. I season it like probably more than you would think that you should, and stick it out there in the smoker for a couple hours on really low temperature, and it comes out amazing. But then I had this big pork butt that I was gonna do in a crock pot, but it was actually bigger than what my crock pot would have handled. So I put it out there in the smoker and smoked it all day. And but after it finished, it smoked it till about 7:30 at night. Then it still wasn't completely done, so I actually had to cut the darn thing in half, put half of it in a crock pot, put the other half wrapped up in the refrigerator, and I cooked the first half in the crock pot overnight and came in the next morning. And you guys, it was so good. It was so smoky and delicious. It was better than any barbecue place that I have been to as of yet. It just was delicious. And then once that was done, I cleaned everything and I recooked the other half of it. And then I separated it and froze it. I've actually been taking it in the mornings or, early lunchtime time frame, throwing it in a pan with some butter and like frying it until it almost gets crispy. Like I'll show a picture of it. Then I'll throw some eggs in there. And then for my boys, I'll put a little bit of cheese on there. And sometimes I have it too with cheese. And it just, oh my gosh, it is so good. I've had that like, I think 4 times already in the last 7 to 10 days. I love it. I've had a couple, I've kind of got off of steak, which is weird because I do love me some steak, but I did finally have a frozen ribeye last night, which is the first that I've had in a long time. I've been doing a lot of hamburger patties as opposed to the ground hamburger. I don't know why I love ground hamburger. It's what got me through the beginning of my journey, but for whatever reason, I prefer the sirloin patties right now. I just grab a couple of them out of the freezer. I buy the big tubes of them from Sam's Club, and I throw them in an air fryer. Believe it or not, I just throw it in the air fryer. I don't even care if it gets like crispy around the edges because I kind of like that. So, been doing a lot of that. I did make another batch of my homemade stevia because I use stevia drops. My daughter takes stevia drops. I actually do keep these in the refrigerator, but I have done a video on that before on how to make homemade stevia drops, so that I can kind of control everything that is in them. Plus, it is way cheaper than buying the sweet leaf stevia drops or the stevia drops in the store. So, I made another big batch of that. That was another thing that I had been working on for the last few days. And what else have I done food wise? The pork roast, picanha in the smoker numerous times, eggs, 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 eggs. Then, of course, the meat with the eggs. I haven't really had any bacon at all in the last, it's been a couple weeks. I have just kind of fell off the bacon again. It's an odd thing. I love bacon. I do still want to eat it, just haven't been feeling it the last couple weeks. I haven't had any lamb or goat or anything like that. It's been a predominantly boring but delicious rotation. Like I said, picanha, pork roast, hamburger, eggs, picanha. I like picanha. I would cook it up and slice it up and put it in the refrigerator in like separate containers, and I would eat on that for days. And then I would go to like the hamburger patty or the eggs. I lived on picanha for a while. What else? I guess that's really coffee. I'm still drinking coffee, probably way more than I should. I know that. I don't foresee me stopping anytime soon. I have had, I think I told you, a few inflammation issues. I'm not kidding myself to believe that I'm going to be healed completely forever, especially not if I'm not going to be as strict as I need to be. I do know that there are going to be times where I'm going to still continue to have issues. I lifted some really big, heavy planters out of my front yard and kind of like strained my back for a couple days. I do notice that the inflammation is comes back. I do especially notice it in my knees and my hip and lower back when I start eating stuff that I'm not supposed to have. I also noticed a couple times while I was laying in bed, like more of a fluttery type heart rate. I don't know if that has anything to do with my diet, not my diet. I do have SVT and I do take medication for it. So it would only last for a couple seconds and then it would go away. Um, And again, that's not something that's wholly unusual. I used to have it more often than I liked. Before my dietary changes. So I have been having a couple times, I guess maybe twice now, I've noticed just a little bit of like flutteriness almost. I do have an appointment with my primary care just to check and make sure that everything is good to go. Um, it could have been, something that I ate. I don't know. Other than that, everything has just kind of been steady. I have not gained any weight, but I haven't lost any weight. I do need to take some measurements, but it is very hard for me to do right now because I have to get my daughter to come over and do it. I don't want one of my teenage sons to, do my body measurements. But with Rich coming back at the end of this month, it will be a little bit easier for me because, he's the one that used to do it in the past, anyways. Um, I'm trying to think of what else has been going on. It's just been so busy here. I built a catio for the cats so that they can go outside. They absolutely love it. We have bunnies, a family of bunnies in the backyard. We have squirrels. I put some bird feeders out so the birds are everywhere. The cats can't get to them, but they're loving it. They absolutely love seeing all of that. But yeah, I mean, it's just been great. It's been so wonderful for me to be able to just get out and do all of these things, and I still maintain that it is the carnivore diet that has given me this new lease on life. I do want to get back to being really strict and doing all of those things that I was doing before, but life tends to kind of get in the way sometimes, and I just keep picking myself up by the bootstraps and moving forward. It's not for lack of wanting to. I just am a real weak person when it comes to snackies and things like that. And I do think that once Rich is back out here, it'll be a lot easier for me because I will have somebody helping to keep me accountable. Because even though I am the only one that does the carnivore diet, he did used to, hey, are you sure you want that? Or is that okay? Or whatever. Whereas right now, my boys are like, hey, like I took my son to the doctor today and he was like, hey, there's a donut place right there. Can we go get a donut? My husband would have been like, no, we're not getting any donuts. But, it's just those kind of things. Anyways, I've had a few people message me and ask me if I was going to be at the Hack Your Health in coming up, and originally I had planned on that because the house and everything was still there in Texas. However, now that Rich is moving back out here and my work schedule, I can't get the time off. I will not actually be at the Hack Your Health, although I will be there in spirit. I really wish that I could come and see everybody, and hopefully next year or one of the ones maybe in a different locale. I think there is a low carb Denver. I'm going to go ahead and try, aim for that in the future. I know there even used to be a cruise, although I don't know if that's still happening, that I will definitely, be trying to do in the future. I have so much going on in the best possible ways, and I just can't make it this time. Plus, like I said, I can't get the time off of work. We're super, super busy and super, super short staffed, unfortunately. But anyhow, I've yabbered on long enough. I haven't got anything like spectacular. I just kind of wanted to say, hey, I'm still here. I'm still alive. This is what's been going on. These are all the things. And people have been telling me they want to hear about all of the things that I have going on, whether they're carnivore related or not. And it still amazes me that people are interested in that. But I am very, very, very much trying to get back onto a regular schedule, but I think everybody knows that life does tend to get in the way. I am, for all intents and purposes, a single parent of two teenage boys that have school and after school and sick, and I work and I have a grandbaby, and I mean, it just is what it is, and they're all great problems to have. So thank you again for tuning in to my channel. Stay tuned. There is a lot more coming. I know I keep saying that. Please just grab me a little bit of grace while I continue to adjust to everything that is happening out here. I am still cheering every one of you guys on. I'm open to suggestions. If you actually want to see me do a walkthrough what I eat in a day, I film all the time. I just need to actually sit down and put it together in videos. I have so much footage on my phone of things that I want to share. I just need to be able to take the time to sit down and edit. And if you know, you know that the editing kicks my hiney. But thank you again. Please stay tuned for more content coming, whether it be house related, garden related, carnivore related. You said you were interested in all of it. It is coming. If you've been here for a while and you've been supporting me on my journey, I love you. Thank you so much. You helped get me to the point that I am right now. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing. It does help get the word out. It also helps me to be able to get more content out, especially if you comment, like, share, tell me things that you're interested in. I definitely will be focusing more here very, very soon. So until we talk again, eat your meat.